is 3NE, northeastern Victoria, transmitting on a frequency of 1,566 kilohertz, a wavelength of 191.6 metres, and 5,000 watts of aerial power. It's coming up to 5 o'clock. We'll have national news very shortly.
This is 2GM, member of the New England Network, which incorporates stations 280 Armidale, 2MO Gunnedah, 2RE Taree, and 4WK Toowoomba. 2GM will recommence transmission on 1287 kilohertz this morning at 5 o'clock.
As part of the radio month of May, 3WM We're Here For You will cross live to La Fontana Wednesday night, May 26th, when 3WM will host the annual Radio Month presentation night. During the night at 9:45, daily prize winners in the 3WM Horsham Travel Centre car sticker promotion will find out who has won the Jet Set Tour to the USA for 17 fantastic fun-filled days. Also, runner-up prize winners will be announced. They'll win a Vulcan Dishlex dishwasher, a 3WM radio and the top 10 albums of the week. It'll be a night to be remembered, and you'll hear it live, the annual Radio Month presentation night from La Fontana Wednesday night, May 26th, on We're Here For You, 3WM.
This is 3WM ceasing transmission. 3WM is owned and operated by Cameron Broadcasting Services with offices and studios at 2 Stall Road, Horsham. 3WM broadcasts on a frequency of 1089 kilohertz with a twin aerial directional signal power of 5,000 watts. 3WM broadcasts to a potential audience of 100,000 people throughout the Wimmera Mallee, Central Highlands and southeast of South Australia. On behalf of management and staff of 3WM, we wish you a good morning.
Hi, Ian McRae in the TUW unmarked car.
Ian McRae has made the big switch to 1107.
Statesman with a TUW #1 sticker on the window.
And already he's looking for
What that
listeners.
means, we intend to pay your next car payment for you.
That's unright. Just show your preference by slapping a TUW #1 sticker on the back of your car. And get ready for McRae to appear in your rearview mirror.
For having your radio on TUW would double the car payment for you. How about that?
Oh, it's really tremendous. And make sure you catch the 1107 morning lineup. Melbourne for breakfast, McRae for morning tea. Better music, 2UW.
Good morning, morning.
Is Radio 4LM, now right there, broadcasting to Greater North Western Queensland. 4LM is owned and operated by the North Queensland Broadcasting Corporation Proprietary Limited and broadcasts on a frequency of 1368 kilohertz, a wavelength of 219 metres, and an aerial power of 2 kilowatts. 4LM has studios and offices at 67 West Street, Mount Isa, and transmitters at Breakaway Creek. 4LM is set to go for a brand new day with the best in music, sport, and news. So stay with us right throughout the day. We've got the music. 4LM News.
Is now closing, and like hundreds of premises in Old Wodonga, come under the watchful eye of the Metropolitan Security Service. 2AY is a member of the Federation of Australian Radio Broadcasters and is owned and operated by Amalgamated Wireless Australasia Limited. We broadcast on a frequency of 1,494 kilohertz with an aerial power of 2,000 watts. Our studios are located at the eastern end of Dean Street, Albury, with the transmitter at Laguna. After the playing of the Trans Australia Fair, 2AY will cease transmission until 5:30 this morning. The breakfast announcer will be Frank Davidson. This is John Napier saying good night and take care.
And 25 degrees. You've been listening to commercial radio station 2RE, a unit of the New England network incorporating 2AD, 2MO and 2CM. 2RE broadcasts to the mid-north coast of New South Wales from their studios in Carper Street, Taree. They broadcast on a frequency of 1557 kilohertz and an aerial power of 2,000 watts day and night. After the playing of the national anthem, 2RE will cease transmission for the evening to resume again tomorrow morning at 5:25 when Kevin Raymond will take you through for breakfast. And now, this is Tony Slattery. On behalf of the directors, management and staff of Radio 2RE, bidding you all a pleasant good night.
Fantastic fisting festival of Kung Fu Dynamite. The bone-crunching Bruce Lee and the best of his legendary Kung Fu super movies. Bruce Lee chops his way through Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and Way of the Dragon. All rated M. The Bruce Lee Kung Fu Festival. Now showing at 4 suburban village drive-ins. Check the Sun and Herald for screening details.
Good morning, this is 1263 SR, operating on a frequency of 1,260 kilohertz, a wavelength of 238 meters, an aerial power of 2,000 watts. 3SR is owned and operated by Associated Broadcasting Services Limited. It's 5 o'clock.
News time is 3.5 minutes past 12. And the 2LT studios and property will now be patrolled constantly throughout the night by Lithgow Security Services. I'm Stuart Gary. Good night.
This is Your Music 2LT, situated at 289 Main Street, Lithgow, New South Wales. 2LT broadcasts on a frequency of 1395 kilohertz from our transmitter site located in Springvale Lane, Wallerawang, with a directional aerial system on a radiated power of 5,000 watts. We are now concluding transmission until 5:30 a.m.
This is Radio 3MA, number 1 on the Moree, owned and operated by Sun Radio Broadcasters, at a member station of the Federation of Australian Radio Broadcasters. Eastern Standard Time is now 6:30 after 12. And that's time for 3MA to cease transmission to reopen at 6 a.m. this morning. And your host for the breakfast show will be Jamie Harwood. We broadcast from studios in 8th Street, Mildura, Victoria, on a frequency of 1467 kilohertz and an aerial power of 2,000 watts. 3MA covers the whole of northwestern Victoria, southwestern New South Wales and the Riverland area of South Australia. And now, on behalf of the staff and the management here at 3MA, this is Pat Gary, wishing you all a pleasant good night. Good night, sleep tight, sweet dreams, and no rude ones.
Peaches and Herb, reunited. It's 4 o'clock, temperature in the city, 10 degrees. This is Radio Melbourne, 1278 3AW.
This is 133SH in Swan Hill, a member station of the Federation of Australian Radio Broadcasters, owned and operated by Cameron Broadcasting Service Proprietary Limited. 3SH services northern Victoria and southwestern New South Wales on a frequency of 1332 kilohertz and transmits on a power of 2,000 watts. 3SH will cease transmission after the playing of the national anthem and will reopen at 5:30. So on behalf of the management and staff of 3SH, we wish you a very good night.
Minutes after 12 o'clock, this is commercial broadcasting station 2BS, broadcasting on a frequency of 1,503 kilohertz, a wavelength of 199 meters, and a power of 5,000 watts. and Commercial Broadcasting Station 2MG, broadcasting on a frequency of 1449 kilohertz, a wavelength of 207 metres, and a power of 5,000 watts. With the playing of the national anthem, these stations will close until the breakfast program this morning at 6 a.m. with David Pryor, the one and only David Pryor. Now, this is John Young wishing you all a very good morning.
Ray Parker Jr. in love with the other woman. 25 to 3.
This is 99 4RO, serving Central Queensland for 50 years.
We're going for 9 degrees and the outlook for Monday, much the same. Currently in Launceston, it's 8 degrees on 70X Music.
Yes, that's Roger Miller, Ray Price, and Willie Nelson. Good song called Old Friends. 26 towards 3. Good morning. Sunday morning in Melbourne with 3 is that. This is Sister Sledge, and she's going to tell you all about her guy.
It's 2 o'clock. Good morning. 3AK News. Ian Stewart reporting. Pressure is mounting within the Labor Party for an early caucus meeting that would end speculation about the party's leadership.
The best variety of music. Melbourne, 3KZ.
25 past 7.
It started with a kiss.
The back announcement launching the tour later this week. News time, 6 minutes past 12.
This is 125 2DU Dubbo, broadcasting on a frequency of 1251 kilohertz with a power of 2 kilowatts. Our studios are located in Carrington Avenue, Dubbo, with transmitters at Yellowmo. More music at 82 will now cease transmission until 5:30, when you can join John Crosby for breakfast. I'm Steve Cox, wishing you a very good night.
in Park. Go well.
This is 1400 2PK, broadcasting on a frequency of 1404 kilohertz with an aerial power of 2,000 watts. 2PK is now ceasing transmission until 6 a.m. this morning.
Good morning to George out at McMahon's Point, and special hi to Bob at Emerson. This is 2K Wireless.
And the feeling's so good. Gotta know you feel so good with the music we play. We're the station for MK. No radio, and the feeling's so good. Gotta know you're feeling good.
This is 3CS Westoria commencing transmission for today. 3CS is owned and operated by Enterprise Broadcasters Proprietary Limited, with studios at 241 Murray Street, Colac. 3CS transmits on a frequency of 1134 kilohertz with an aerial power of 5,000 watts.
When you play those songs, I know you are a good friend. From the mountains to the sea, TCS, country sound, a good friend to me. I really love saying, oh, good night, sweetheart, good night.
And so we come to to the end of another day on 2BE. Radio 76 is owned and operated by Radio 2BE Proprietary Limited, with head offices and studios in the centre of Bega on the southeast coast of New South Wales, and a parent transmitter site at Colac, east of Bega, operating on 765 kilohertz into a twin half-wave directional aerial system beaming north and south and a power of 4 kilowatts.
Good night.
We also operate Australia's first AM translator station from a site 3 kilometres west of Browley near Moree, also in synchronous operation with the parent station on 765 kilohertz from a twin quarter-wave directional aerial system beaming north and south with a power of 500 watts. Our Bateman's Bay studios and offices are located in the De Winter building in the centre of Bateman's Bay. We say good night, and we'll be back on the air later this morning at 6 o'clock.
Give it to me loud and strong. You know I can't wait. Give it to me Eon 92.3. Rock from ages. Rock from ages. Rock of ages. Eon FM.
Fleetwood Mac from 1969 and Albatross at Melbourne Music 2XL. It's 2 to 12. That's my love for tonight. Thanks for your company. Join event on Sunday night from 6 o'clock. Peter Morris is coming in next.
If you're on your way to the mountains and need to stock up on supplies before taking it to the slope.
63 It's 9 to 1 with Metal as Anything, and I didn't mean to be mean. Oh, really?
You pick the album you want to win by listening to Sam Anglesey, 3 till 6, Monday to Friday on AD Music. You're listening to the station you grew up with, 5KA Adelaide. KY News read by Len Wheeler. Presented by Voxadium. Full of surprises right through to New Year's Day. 5 Music and Steve Walker reminding you the Gardeners Parish turn on Dad and Dave every weekday morning around 6:15 with Brekkie Boys Steve May.
Dial a request every Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock on 5PI. Ring 324265 between 9 and 9:30. We'll take down your request and play it back between 10 o'clock and midday. It's that easy. Ring 324265 every Wednesday from 9 o'clock and dial a request on 5PI.
13 away from 6. And I look forward to hearing from you tomorrow morning.
This evening, we'll take you to Japan to meet the enigmatic people who make up the most industrialized nation on Earth on The Human Face of Japan. This award-winning special focuses on the people and how their Eastern values cope with the Western lifestyle. Fascinating family viewing at the special time of 6:30 this evening for The Human Face of Japan. Rated G. Sponsored by Mazda. On Channel 10.
You've been in QN country listening to 2QN, a free enterprise broadcasting station transmitting on a frequency of 1521 kilohertz and a power of 2,000 watts. We're now closing down until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We look forward to your company again then. Good night.
Bringing you the best in modern living at the Homemakers exhibition this weekend in the Wollongong Town Hall. This is 200 just for you. It's 2 o'clock, and the news is brought to you by John Dennis Motors.
2WS on a Saturday morning. The greatest memories and latest hits continue.
America's Country Music Entertainers of the Year. That's Alabama and a track from the Mountain Music album called Take Me Down. 6:58 TBH. That's all from me tonight. I'll be back with you again next weekend, and from then on, weekdays from 12 till 3, so I'll catch up with you then. To take me out tonight, here's a new one from Moving Pictures called Winners. See you next weekend.
Up the results and also winds up things for us here at 2VM. Thanks for being with me tonight, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow afternoon. 2VM is a member station of the Federation of Australian Radio Broadcasters and is owned and operated by the Moree Broadcasting and Development Company Limited. We transmit from studios in Barlow Street, Moree, northern New South Wales, on a frequency of 1530 kilohertz and an aerial power of 2,000 watts. 2VM welcomes and acknowledges signal reports from listeners. Transmission for today is concluded following the playing of the national song. 2VM will then close down to reopen tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock, when your breakfast host will be David Evans. Meanwhile, this is Mark Raymond bidding you all a very good night.
It's 11 o'clock.
2KO News. National News.
Macquarie National News Time, 4 minutes past 12.
This is Radio 2LF, owned and operated by young broadcasters on a frequency of 1359 kilohertz with a power of 2,000 watts from transmitters located on the Moppity Road, 5 kilometres from Young. Good morning.
Bendigo Mitsubishi, corner High and Myrtle Streets. Bendigo Mitsubishi.
2GB News Talk 87, Macquarie National News.
It's 12 o'clock. Good morning. I'm Andrew Robertson. With light winds. On the Central Highlands, it's 20 degrees. And this is Radio 4HI 4LG broadcasting throughout the Central Highlands and Central West. 4HI operates on a frequency of 1,143 kilohertz and an aerial power of 5,000 watts. On link with Radio 4LG, operating at a frequency of 1,098 kilohertz. 4HI 4LG are member stations of the Federation of Australian Radio Broadcasters and are now concluding transmission for yesterday, 26th of April, 1982. The time is 3 past 12.
Moving out on Highway 104. Today is moving easy. 104 is on my mind. 'Cause I guess I'm just the easy rolling kind. And I know that I was meant to travel
fair.